Ah. Mhm. Good morning! I'm Angelo Castro III.
I'm Angela and we are the Castros.
Ay, for sure. Ang dami naka-experience sa kaninang umaga.
Ano?
Traffic.
Araw-araw na lang pa nag-uusapan natin traffic. Araw-araw naman talaga traffic.
Monday, Tuesday. Actually, sabi nga nila, pag hindi traffic, yun ang pinag-uusapan.
Oo.
Monday, Tuesday.
Back to regular programming.
Walang traffic kasi Monday, Tuesday.
Oo nga.
Kanina, 2 oras. QC to Mandaluyong. Dati nung 2 oras, naka-out of town ka na eh.
Antayin na lang natin yung bagong kalsada.
Ay, nako. Boy pa kaya ako nun. Oh, we're serving you news in a countdown.
Ba't mo sila hinuhoy? All that before your second cup of coffee. This is Brunch.
Let's start our countdown.
Excited?
Excited ako magtrabaho eh. Alam mo naman, I love work. Now, let's start our countdown with the 2024 Paris Olympics as the flame lighting ceremony kicks off in Greece. The symbolic tradition was held in Olympia, marking the beginning of the Games. Before every Olympics, a ceremony is held to symbolize worldwide unity and excellence. The torch then continues on a relay, ending with the flame lighting in Paris. Meanwhile, in the Philippines, a torch lighting ceremony was also celebrated at the Mall of Asia. The event was attended by Greek Ambassador Yannis Pediotics and French Ambassador Marie Fontanelle, along with some students from National University. The Philippine Olympic Committee is now preparing for the upcoming Paris Games in July.
Currently, the Philippine Olympic Committee is busy preparing to ensure a flawless and memorable Olympic campaign for Team Philippines. Through our partnership with the Philippine Sports Commission, we are able to finalize Olympic training camp in France for Team Philippines as they further push for the actual games starting on July 26 this summer.
Yun, very symbolic.
Oh, nung unang panahon, yung ginagawa nila, may gas pa sa yung sa, di ba kasi may torch yan, tapos sisindihan. Dati talagang sisindihan mo ngayon.
Meron
kasi may incidents kasi in the 80s, may mga incident na hindi sumisindi or kaya malakas yung hangin. So, may switch din yung sa Olympic site, may switch din yung pinaka-flame. So, pag symbolic na pagdikit mo, i-on nila yung switch. Aapoy yung
Ando doon na yun. Pero parang every time makakapanood ako ng ganyan.
Yes.
Di ba parang...
Let the games begin.
Let the games begin. Talagang very symbolic. Parang full of hope.
In Greece pa, ang sign nila na the games should begin, kailangan galing sa mga gods nila.
Yes,
so,
Greek gods.
malalaman nila yon
Hera
pag
and
mag-aaraw sila, pag tatama yung archer sa pinaka-torch at umapoy, ibig sabihin pwede na. May mga
Pwede
times
na
kasi hindi
mag-start.
tumatama, hindi nila i-start yung game sa araw na yon. Oo.
So, sa Paris yan, ano? Diba?
Yes, ngayon, Paris.
I remember, di ba, kasi ang pinaabangan din ng mga tao dyan, di ba, yung pagka-light nung torch, yung pagpapasa, passing the
Yes.
torch, di ba?
Oo.
So, I remember before, long time ago, sa Beijing ba yun, yung umabot sa Mount Everest, yung lighting ng torch.
Madaming
mga
torchbearer yan.
Yes, torchbearer.
Kasi relay yan eh.
Yes.
Pasa-pasa sila kasi mahimatay sila sa haba
Pero,
ng biyahe.
very symbolic talaga. Natutuwa ako pag napapanood.
Oh, it's so symbolic na ginamit nila yan sa Superman film with Christopher Reeve.
Yes,
Oo.
yeah, I remember that.
Nag-light ang torch tapos medyo salbahe na si Superman noon. Hinipan niya yung torch. Nagtataka yung mga Olympic athletes, ano nangyari.
Pero ayan, so abangan
Ayun,
natin.
so
no?
very symbolic. Malapit na ang Olympic Games. Siyempre, we have our new delegates. May mga nalagasan, but we're still rooting for them.
Of course.
Team Philippines.
That's true. And now, moving on to our countdown. Sinking on our 9th spot is the lowest recorded peso to dollar exchange rate in 17 months. The Philippine peso closed to 57 pesos against the greenback yesterday. Now, the peso started at about 56.81 on Monday but took a significant drop by 19.2 centavos yesterday. This is the lowest exchange since November 22. The trading volume dipped by 30.8% to $1.1 billion from the $1.59 billion on Monday. RCBC Chief Economist Michael Ricafort explained that investors are rattled by the ongoing geopolitical tension between Israel and Iran. ING Bank economist Nicolas Mapa added that the US dollar turned higher in exchange due to the overnight surge of US Treasury yields.
Let's jump on to the next. Coming in hot at the 8th spot is the alternate uniform for public school personnel. The Education Department clarified that there were no required colors for the alternate uniforms of public school personnel. DepEd initially released a photo showing the collared shirts that teachers and non-teaching personnel can wear during the dry season. Two of these collared shirts are red and green, the colors used by President Bongbong Marcos and Vice President and Education Secretary Sara Duterte during their 2022 campaign. ACT Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro slammed the potential political implications of using these colors. But DepEd said that school personnel can wear colored shirts with any color of their choice. Yan, they can choose.
Kakaloka
Nasa
talaga.
option lang. Pero in all fairness naman, I remember even the time of Pinoy, some government personnel were wearing yellow shirts na may, or yung either that or may logo, yung logo ng map yung kay that Pinoy uses.
Oh, yeah.
So, preference lang naman nila yan.
Oo, totoo naman yan. Naloloka lang ako kasi hindi mo na masuot ngayon yung favorite mong color kasi baka mamaya malagyan na ng kulay na kung anong political side.
Especially
side
tayo
ka.
sa work natin.
Oo.
Diba? Even sometimes may favorite color ka. I remember one time, nung bago ako sa One Balita Pilipinas, nagsuot ako ng yellow.
Oo.
Tapos sabi, dilawan daw ako.
Oo.
Teka lang, bago pa may dilawan, may color yellow na.
Oo.
Yan ang prefer. May mga
Nakakainis
netizens.
nga eh,
Oo.
diba? So,
Oo.
meron kang gustong masuot, di mo masuot kasi baka sabihin.
Lahat may kulay, lahat taken
Kaya
eh.
kailangan neutral talaga dapat ang
May
color.
yellow, may red, may green, may blue. May white na nga eh.
Pero yun, remind lang natin, hindi naman binawi, pero nilinaw ng DepEd
It's
na
an
kahit
option
anong
in color.
colored t-shirt ang pwede na. Importante, pwede
Yan.
silang mag-t-shirt. Lalo na doon sa mga activities ng DepEd na
Pero
mainit,
linawin
diba?
ko lang, pwede kahit anong color provided yun ang yung sanction ng DepEd na pinakita nila.
Yes.
So there's red, green,
Tapos may logo ng DepEd.
may white ako nakita at
may
saka may isa pa eh. Basta yung within those pwede ka mamili.
Tapos pwede nila suot yun. Yun yung sinasabi ko kanina. Yung sa mga events ng DepEd na napakainit. Diba?
Gusto ko nang tanongin sana paano yung mga MMDA personnel natin.
Di ba meron din sila na
pero hindi ko
nalabas? Ewan ko
nakikita
ngayon, hindi ko
eh.
pa sila nakikita na naka-shorts.
I
Pero
remember-
before, di ba hanggang, ay, hanggang, yung covered yung knees lang nila.
I remember last year naka-ganon sila eh. Yung naka-summer wear. Oo.
Ang init talaga, grabe.
Mainit talaga.
Pero ito, sige, let's continue our countdown. Okay. The Department of Science and Technology has turned over its Project Minerva to Baguio City.
They aim to help the summer capital to achieve its goal of becoming a smart and sustainable city. Mobile journalist Francis Orsio with the report.
Amid the lush landscapes and cool mountain air of Baguio City, a surge of urbanization is reshaping its skyline and cultural landscape. Dubbed the summer capital of the Philippines, Baguio faces increasing environmental challenges, considering it's the only highly urbanized upland city in the country. In this crucial juncture, the Department of Science and Technology on Monday launched and turned over to the Baguio LGU Project Minerva, which stands for Monitoring of Indicators for Efficient Redevelopment and Value Assessment. Project Minerva offers an innovative solution to complement Baguio's smart city initiatives through data science and artificial intelligence.
This is a major step in how we will revolutionize how the city manages its critical assets. We will be able to govern efficiently with the project's ultimate goal of driving predictions and monitoring models for air quality, water quality, urban mobility, and tourism management. We're able to use technology for positive change and to advance our goal of becoming truly a smart city by 2027.
Some reports show that between 2014 to 2019, Baguio City was among the cities rated with the worst air quality in the country. But Minerva, which was started in 2020, helped Baguio improve its air quality monitoring. The project also refined Baguio's traffic monitoring since then and effectively identifies daily traffic violators. Currently, up to 500 GPS trackers have been deployed in public transport, while 80 air quality sensors and 8 water quality sensors are being used to aid data collection and monitoring efforts.
Create tayo ng mga indices na specifically for cities na nasa Pilipinas at saka sa mga third world country. Baka tayo ay hindi lamang maging modelo sa Pilipinas, baka maging modelo tayo sa buong mundo.
Minerva is developed by the Asian Institute of Management in partnership with the University of the Philippines, Baguio. It is funded by the DOST through the Philippine Council for Industry, Energy, and Emerging Technology Research and Development. Now that the project has concluded its first phase, Magalong personally requested DOST Secretary Renato Solidum to begin with Phase 2, focusing on better water and air quality management. Mobile journalist Francis Orsho, We Are One News.
Yun.
I'm glad they're doing all these things to revive Baguio's old glory. Naalala ko nung bata ako kasi, pag malapit ka na sa Baguio, pag paakyat ka, bababa mo yung window. May yung pine tree. Tapos nung tayo ng Baguio noon, nung binaba natin window, ay, pupo ng kabayo. Angat mo ulit. Tapos pagbaba, ay, may usok ng truck. But now, yung mga steps ni Mayor, mukhang magaganda.
But they have to make sure also yung mga, ano tawag doon, yung mga trees.
Yes. Yung pine trees.
Pine trees doon, hindi na mabawasan. Kasi may areas na parang nabawasan na nagtayo na kasi sila ng mga infrastructures.
Tapos
diba?
yung Session Road, nadidegrade yung itsura kasi iconic yan eh. So yung rehabilitation ni Mayor Magalong maganda.
Yeah.
Oo, ginagawa
Kasi
niya.
summer capital yan ng Pilipinas. Dinadayo talaga yan. So, let's see kung ano pa yung magiging development.
Next time,
Smart city na sila.
Next time, balik tayo, baba natin yung window, tingnan natin.
At least monitor na nila, di
Mamonitor
ba, yung
natin.
mga air quality nila through their
Minerva.
Project
Minerva.
All right, coming up. President Bongbong Marcos lauds the country's biggest drug haul to date without any person dying.
And do we have enough electricity? NGCP has raised the alert status of Luzon and Visayas grid.
We are just getting started. More of our top 10 news when Brunch returns. Keep it here on One News. you are still watching Brunch here on One News.
Oy, thank you pala sa Second Mile Coffee.
Of course.
For the wonderful coffee and yung mga cream puff na masasarap.
Ang ating all-time favorite cream puff
Last week
by Second Mile Coffee.
Last week may eclair sila na masarap din. Coffee eclair. And good morning pala sa lahat ng viewers natin. Si Gary Field as usual and all the other viewers who are watching on all our platforms.
Ano kaya ang ating number one story for today? Yan
Ay,
po,
nako.
pwede niyong hulaan at i-comment niyo po dyan sa Facebook page or
Madaming
YouTube
kwento
account
ngayon.
natin. Okay, sige, let's continue our countdown. Going straight to our 7th spot, the Cagayan LGU downplays reports of a possible security threat amid the influx of Chinese students in the province. Here's a report.
The armed forces is looking into the apparent influx of Chinese students in Cagayan. More than 4,600 Chinese nationals have reportedly enrolled and rented homes in Tuguegarao.
We are looking into this, but in terms of peace and order issues po, that is the mandate of the Philippine National Police. So we'll be working with them closely on this matter.
The AFP noted though that they will only take action if there's a threat to national security.
Any report, we take it seriously. So whatever it is na, basta meron po sir, any report na yan, either a subdivision, a school, or any presence, of course we do our background investigation.
The AFP also ensures tight security at military sites under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement. Cagayan is host to 2 new EDCA sites designated under the Marcos administration.
Kung paano tayo ka-stricter with entrance and exit of civilian entities in our military camps, that's what we also do in terms of our military camps having EDCA sites in them.
But the provincial government says the influx of Chinese students should not be a cause of concern. This is said to be part of an agreement between Chinese institutions and the Commission on Higher Education.
Let us be very objective about this para we could trace out kung anong dapat natin gawin. If we do not, kasi sa akin, napaka-importante po na they should not look at us as xenophobic. Natakot tayo sa mga hindi natin katulad. Dahil welcome naman natin lahat. We have the best schools, the best universities.
But traditionally naman, di ba, usually we would not be concerned. But syempre there's a tension between two nations, the China and the Philippines. So syempre kakabahan talaga yung ibang tao. Oh, kakabahan. Yun lang naman. Plus, historically, a lot of people, ibinabalik nila sa panahon ng mga Japanese. Na before the Japanese invasion of the Philippines, di ba, a lot of Japanese pala were here already as tourists doing business. And then when time for the invasion came, ayan, naglabas.
Sleeper cell ang issue nila.
Sleeper cell ang issue
Pero
nila.
well, let's see, di ba? Dapat siguro makausap din natin itong Commission on Higher Education and ma-explain to us anong klaseng agreement itong,
Yes.
ay, itong mga...
And ano yung specific areas of agreement? Saan ang agreement? Anong lugar?
Yes.
Kasi
o bakit
ito
in Tuguegarao? Ay,
Oo.
sorry, bakit in Cagayan?
Oo, which is where
And what,
EDCA sites are.
Exactly.
Oo.
Tapos, although sabi nga naman nila sa AFP, although near ito sa EDCA sites,
May-
base area yon, hindi naman po pwede basta-basta makakapasok
Yes.
ka kung sino lang doon sa area na yon. But yun nga, as I've said kanina, dapat makausap din natin ng CHED, malaman natin anong klaseng kumbaga agreement ito
Yes.
between the Chinese Learning Institution, bakit madami yung pupunta ngayon dito sa atin and bakit doon sa specific na
Yeah.
university
Kung may
na yun.
nakalagay na dapat sa Cagayan sila. O ano.
Oo.
Pero they're
Before,
always
bago
welcome.
tayo mag-ano ng haka-haka, diba? So,
No, everyone's always welcome and it's
Yeah.
nice that they're here. Makita nila yung kultura ng Pinoy na ma-understand ng younger generation na di ba mababait din naman tayo.
Yeah,
So yung notion that they have from their perspective, may iba.
Exactly, that's
We'll
good-
show
that's a
them,
good point.
by being good host, we will show them how we are peace-loving people.
Kasi naman hindi lang man, I mean, 'di ba? There are certain parts here in the Philippines, in Metro Manila as well, na yung may mga different universities tumatanggap din ng mga foreign nationals,
The
may mga
exchange
foreign
students.
exchange student program. So, hindi na po 'yan bago sa atin. But yun nga, itong sa issue ng Cagayan kasi influx 4,000
Yeah.
plus yung pinag-uusapan diyan estudyante.
Parang bulto dumating.
Bumugso. Although sabi nga hindi naman sila makakarating dito kung wala silang proper documents na na-approve naman sa immigration, sa DFA, etc.
Yes, that's right.
Diba? So yun na lang, tingnan na lang natin
Anyway,
kung ano
we'll follow
talaga
up.
yung goal. And hindi naman tayo basta magja-jump na lang ito.
Yeah, like yung mga fellow Koreans natin, nandito rin naman, madami din sila.
Oo, dami din nila.
Dami nila.
Oo.
Okay, speaking of Chinese nationals, Taguig City Police raided a townhouse, finding firearms and luxury cars hidden by a Chinese national. The operation, based on a tip about foreign nationals with weapons, resulted in the seizure of several guns, disassembled rifle parts, and ammunition. The NCRPO described the weapons as high-powered and warlike, included bulletproof vests and tactical gears. 3 Chinese nationals were detained, including Hai Qiang-su, who had a rifle, grenades, and ammunition. The raid also revealed luxury cars with mismatched license plates, including a McLaren sports car. Now, according to reports, yung tactical helmet na mga ginagamit ng sundalo had the logo pa of the PLA, the Liberation Army ng China. And ito pa, yung narinig natin kanina, kapal na mukha nila nung, di ba, nung na-detain?
Oo. Sabi daw, merong balita na nagano sila
Sabi ni
nag-bribe.
General, I
Oo.
forgot to say, but may
From
nag-bribe.
NCRPO.
Oh.
Hindi ko narinig kasi kung saan yung pangalan.
Basta
Pero sabi nila,
Oo.
nagkaroon ng alleged
No,
bribery.
ano daw, sa loob daw ng police station, yung kasamahan na ng rifle, naglaglag daw ng 3 million sa table. Sa police officer, naglaglag ng 3 million.
So, sana makausap natin yung taga-NCRPO para ma-confirm natin here. Kasi ang hirap din naman nung
ano daw ang kaso ngayon na naka-inquest, kasi na-inquest na sila. So, ang kaso is bribery, attempted bribery, and yung possession.
Illegal possession of firearms. Tapos yung mga yung mga sasakyan nga, yung mga luxury cars, diba?
Yes.
Ano yun, dinadrive ba nila dito?
Uy, ang
Meron ba
McLaren,
silang lisensya?
Ang McLaren is around 20 to 30 million at the very least. Kaya hindi biro yung price ng McLaren. At the very least yun, may mga more expensive pa.
So hopefully we can get in touch with yung NCRPO na humawak itong kaso para malaman din natin kung ano pa yung mga detalye
Na
diba,
meron
nitong
sila.
balita na ito.
Okay, let's move on. Coming in at our 6th spot, former House Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez has apologized for urging the armed forces to withdraw their support for President Bongbong Marcos. The Davao del Norte congressman denied being seditious. He said there has been growing dissatisfaction in the AFP, which is why he was asking them to peacefully withdraw their support. Nevertheless, Alvarez apologized, saying he was carried away by his emotions. The AFP is now looking into rules that could apply for him as a Philippine Marine reservist.
Sa reservist po, meron tayong mga tinatawag na delisting. And it also happens pag marami na tayong ginagawa ngayon sa reserve force who are on breach of discipline that they have not met the following standards that the AFP requires.
Ayun, at least nag-apologize na siya kasi sinabi nga niya DOJ Secretary Remulla, medyo kumbaga maging mahinahon tayo at check natin yung natin, pinaalalahanan siya yung dapat maging ugali ng isang mambabatas, 'di ba?
Very flawed yung reasoning niya na madaming lumalaki na dissatisfaction sa AFP. So he's asking them to withdraw. Baliktad. If there's dissatisfaction, then you ask, please support the President and the Constitution, di ba? As long as within the bounds of the Constitution naman, you want to air your grievances, take it to the proper authorities. Hindi naman yung ilalabas mo sa TV o sa rally, withdraw kayo ng support.
I understand, may free speech, etc. Kaya lang yun nga kasi merong mga ethical standards, di ba, ang mga mambabatas na dapat nila i-uphold.
Sabi nga nila, di ba, they were saying that, could you imagine if a politician tried to do this ng panahon ni PRRD? Ano yung response ng government nun? Diba? Mabait daw tong admin
At least he apologized already.
He apologized.
And
Nadala
I don't
lang
know.
daw siya, nadala.
Pero kung di natin,
Emosyon.
di natin mapipigilan yung iba kung sila ay magsasampa ng mga kung ano bang mga reklamo. Pero let's see, 'di ba? At kasi ongoing pa din yung mga yung punot dulo ng mga prayer rally diyan, 'di ba? Ongoing din yung suspension kay governor doon sa Davao, 'di ba? Yung mga alitan between that governor and of course si Lagdameo.
Lagdameo.
Yung mga gano'n, yung mga usapin,
Political rivals
political
kasi, political rivals sila, oo.
So yan yung mga dapat natin, kumbaga, pagtuunan ng pansin, marami kasing mga istorya.
Alam ko
dyan.
yung nasa bola na ng DILG yung kay Governor yung to see kung
Yes.
they'll remove him from office or ano.
Kasi ayaw niya pang di ba? Ayaw niya pang bumaba talaga.
Issue kasi yung kotse, di ba? Yung car na rinicall niya.
Pero yun nga, dahil nga, sabi nga, wag masyadong matapang yung mga masali-salita. Pero ito kasi nga, masyado akong natatapangan. Naku, sino ba nagsabi niyan? Masyado akong natatapangan. Yun. Yan po. Yun pala ang ating top 5. Sitting at our 5th spot is the statement of Senator Robin Hood Padilla about the President Marcos's response to the issue in the West Philippine Sea. The senator warns that the ongoing tension in the contested waters could lead to war. This is especially once the U.S. invokes the Mutual Defense Treaty. Despite this, Padilla maintained his support for Marcos's foreign policies.
Sa akin, masyado akong natatapangan sa presidente natin, sa mga desisyon niya. Pero siyempre, desisyon niya yan kung sa tingin niya, yun ang maganda para sa bansa, bakit ko naman siya kukontrahin? Magkaiba kami ng pero hindi ito ang oras. Lalo na sa mga oras na to na magpakita pa tayo ng pagkontra sa presidente. Naku. Siguro hindi itong oras na maging divided tayo.
There's a fine
Ako, I understand that. This is not the time na maging divided tayo. Lalo na sa usapin ng West Philippine Sea. Kasi pinapanood na tayo ng international community na tayo din nagkakaroon ng mga disagreement. Lalo na dyan yun sa mga pinag-uusapan na secret deal between China and the former President Rodrigo Duterte.
Sa akin naman, hindi naman matapang si President Bongbong
Yes.
Marcos. There's a fine line naman between
Puro talk
yung
lang.
tapang na leading to war
Yeah.
and yung tapang lang na standing your ground.
Yes.
Now, if you recall, the Vietnamese army and Indonesia had their run-ins with China. Nakikipagbanggaan ng boat ng mga vessels ng Vietnamese sa China, and yet it never led to war. Tsaka mga analysts would tell you that as much as possible, China also does not want to go to war because although they are a superpower, they are a developed country, alam nila if they go to war with any of these nations in Asia, it would trigger a lot of treaties with the US. Not only
Tapos
from
mga
our
economic sanctions.
because you have NATO allies, you have US, you have the EU,
UN.
the EU, you have the UN, na kung ma-embargo ang China, ma-isolate sila. Ayaw nila maging isolated state like North Korea. Diba? Kasi yung all their economic gains mawawala.
Kaya ako I agree with that Sinasabi mo nga yung hindi pagiging matapang itong ginagawa. Yung standing your ground lang, no? Emphasizing yung right mo doon sa ating teritoryo. Which is sabi naman din ni yung government ng Philippines natin, although they're doing all of these things, yung mga balakatan exercises, etc., hindi naman daw yun geared towards sa isang country lamang. And of course, they're trying to talk to Chinese government pa rin naman, di ba, on the side, kung ano yung po pwedeng magawa para nga maging peaceful pa rin yung resolution natin dito sa West
Kasi tayo ang winawater cannon. So sila ang matapang. Di ba?
Umiwas ka daw.
Hindi. Ang presidente natin is the father of the nation.
Yes.
Mga anak niya, i-winawater cannon. Hindi pa magagalit si Daddy PBBM. Daddy PBBM. Siyempre
Pero
magagalit
hindi.
si President Marcos.
Okay, most especially nung nangyari yung itong pinakahuling water cannoning incident.
Yeah.
Yung talaga nagtamo
Nasaktan
ng
na
serious injuries
Navy.
yung mga
Navy
personnel natin doon. At talagang narinig natin yung anong tawag doon, yung boses nila. Sabi, Lord, tama na, diba?
Paulit-ulit. Oo,
parang
sa recording.
naiyak ako talaga noon Naiyak ako sa galit.
Tama na, Lord,
parang,
please. Tama na.
Diba? Why do they have to endure that, yung gano'n na
Yung isang
ginagawa
Navy
ng
personnel daw, tinamaan na daw ng glass sa, sa may mata. Wawa naman.
So, ayun. So, again, we're still doon pa rin tayo geared towards a peaceful resolution na pakikinggan tayo.
Saka very clear naman si PBBM. Ayaw natin ng war, pero we have to stand our ground.
Ngayon, and what we can, kumbaga, ang pwede natin abangan is yung ang PBBM administration would file a case sa International Court again, pero this time around on the grounds nung environmental
Yung
destruction.
To seek for yung payment to rehabilitate kasi dapat i-shoulder doon ng China if proven na sila nga ang sumira. Ay nako. Okay, let's move on to the next. Heating up on our fourth spot, President Marcos says the country's Reciprocal Access Agreement, or RAA, with Japan is now nearing completion. This agreement establishes guidelines for larger joint exercises, trainings between Philippine and Japanese troops. But Marcos says the RAA is very different from the Philippines' visiting forces agreement with the U.S. That's after he was asked which country would take custody of Japanese servicemen if, for instance, they were to commit crimes.
Had problems with that with the Americans, but that's not is very, very different from what the reciprocal agreement will be with the Japanese. It's not going to be as if it's their base and the people their seamen will come down and will go into the city and go into. Well, I don't think that that's a part of the agreement.
Yeah, because we had a problem with yung case ni Laude.
Yes.
What's his name? Yung
Jennifer Laude.
Yung lalaking US Marine. Anyway, di ba nagkaroon ng issue about what court should be the one to try the case. Eventually, he was found guilty here and then we took custody already. Tapos alam ko nagkakaroon ng issue bakit
kinukuha siya because of the visiting forces agreement.
Kinukuha siya pero
ng
kinulong
US.
siya, naka-container van na may aircon, so nagkaroon ng mga issue na he should be daw in Philippine jails, ganon. So this one is slightly different kasi hindi naman to yung mamamalagi yung mga Japanese dito. But we have stronger military ties, in other words,
with Japan.
Which is good that we're developing other
allies. Kasi
So,
nga ang active VFA natin is with US
US
and
lang.
Australia.
Australia.
Diba? So ito yung sa Japan. And any other treaty naman din, kailangan ng upper chamber na ma-ratify ito.
And we have a looming partnership with France.
Yeah. Oo. Win, kasama nga sila sa mamaya pag-usapan natin yung balikatan exercises for the first time nga yung France Navy. But nga, going back to this issue, kailangan ito ma-ratify ng upper chamber, which is the Senate. And sinasabi naman ng Senate, specifically si Senate President Mig Zubiri, mukhang maipapasa naman nila.
Yeah.
Diba? Once na ma-finalize na yung paggawa ng mga, yung mga dun sa documents na yun. Diba?
Parang kasi several analysts are saying na what they see PBBM doing is strengthening his ties with several other nations in case na escalate yung tensions between China kasi tatamaan tayo economically if China decides to warn their citizens not to come here or yung mga ibang trade agreement like hindi na sila bibili ng mga bananas from us kasi one of the largest importers ng saging natin is China also. Kung tinigil nila yung malaking impact sa atin yun. Diba? So we're building ties with other nations. So ang nakikita natin is Japan, we have France, right now we have Australia. And of course, ang big brother, US. Ayun. So we have
Joseph Pemberton, alala ko na yung pangalan niya.
Joseph Pemberton. Kaya pala, hindi ka tumitigil. Okay. Sige.
Okay, sige, let's continue our countdown for today. Still hot at the third spot is the 13 billion pesos jog haul in Batangas. President Bongbong Marcos lauded the considered biggest drug haul in a single police operation and noted how his administration achieved this without anyone dying. Here's the report.
Bahala kayo sa ginagawa niyo, basta tuloy-tuloy lang kami. Aabutan din namin kayo. Maliit lang ang Pilipinas.
This is President Bongbong Marcos's warning to drug syndicates behind the almost 2 tons of shabu confiscated in Nalitagtag, Batangas. Marcos personally inspected the drugs worth 13.3 billion pesos. Police authorities seized the drugs from a van during a checkpoint. According to them, they initially noticed how the driver of the van was chittering when he was asked for his license. They eventually noticed a tarpaulin covering the back of the van. And when they removed it, they discovered numerous plastic containers containing shabu. This is now considered the biggest drug haul in a single police operation in the country's history. Based on the laboratory testing, the van was carrying high-grade shabu. Authorities believe the drugs came from other countries. President Marcos said this achievement is a proof that the drug war does not need to be bloody.
I would like also to point out that this is the biggest shipment of shabu na nahuli natin. But not one person died. Walang namatay, walang nagputukan, walang nasaktan. Basta't inoperate natin ng dahan-dahan, yun dapat ang approach sa drug war.
In an interview with The Big Story, Interior Secretary Benher Abalos said they will pursue the drug war in a legal way.
Faith in the government, faith in our institutions. Kaya nga kailangan ng tulong mga pulis dito. Intelligence report is very important. And it's very effective right now. Bakit? No, ayaw na lang namin magyabang pero itong resulta, bilyon-bilyon na nahuhuli ng mga pulis ngayon. No? And this is, of course, on the side ng paghuhuli.
The driver of the van is currently under police custody and will face charges for violating the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act. For News 5, Maricel Halili, We Are One News.
Tapos aside from yung nanginginig yung driver, parang may slight scent daw, may naamoy sila nakakaiba, so they decided to take a look. Kasi hindi biro, 13 billion is a big haul. Oo,
Biggest nga yan
value.
dito in Philippine history.
What they're trying to...
That's amounting to $233.4 million.
Laki nun. Tapos ang sinabi pa ni PBBM, yung kind pa ng shabu nito is very...
High quality.
High quality and very potent. Di ba? And very matapang na klase daw.
Paano ba titikman yan? Sorry, pardon this.
No, they report, they
dissolve
dissolve that in a liquid. So makikita nila yung efficacy. In other words, yung ilang percent. Kasi several drug dealers, when they produce shabu, yung meron yung low grade, haluan nila ng tawas. Di ba? Para ma-dilute, tapos ibebenta nila. Halos tawas.
Kaya nga di ba shabu poor man's cocaine ang tawag nila?
Yes, poor man's cocaine. Or I think that's crack. Otherwise in the States known as crack or PCP.
Pero oo nga.
13 billion is a big amount. Ang kinaklarify lang sabi ni Secretary Abalos is whether this was a one-time import na pumasok, na in transit.
Yun nga, di ba?
Yes. Or na matagal na nandito na tina-transfer lang from one warehouse to another.
Di ba sinabi ko sa yan kahapon?
Oo nga.
Kahapon ng umaga.
Ikaw nga source ko. Hindi mo kita inaagaw. Hindi mo kita inaagaw.
Hindi, ibig ko sabihin, di ba nagtataka ko, ano ba to? Intelligence report ba to?
Oo.
Tapos, ito ba'y lagi nang ginagawa? Tapos ngayon nasabat nila, mas malaki lang. Kasi ang tapang ganun kalaki. Ibig sabihin, ginawa yan ng paunti-unti before.
Sabi naman ni Secretary Abalos, siyempre, this was a product of tedious intelligence reports and follow-up operations. Ang question lang is, di ba, why were they transporting a big amount in one go? Kasi ang ugali nila, usually they'll transport as little as possible or may mga couriers sila na maliliit na ikakalat nila.
Mayawang ko lang.
Sa I remember sa US, is ang behavioral study on mga drug dealer. Usually daw, they transport big amounts pag alam nilang yung current location nila is compromised already. So, kailangan nagmamadali silang ilipat kasi mahuhuli na sila.
Pero eto puntahan ko lang yung sinasabi ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos kanina. Kulang na lang kasi sabi, walang namatay, walang nasugatan, walang
very strong statement.
Very strong statement.
Very strong.
Kulang na lang sabihin niya, walang nanlaban. Kulang na lang, gano'n na lang sabihin.
Kulang na sabihin niya, hindi nang laban yung driver.
Oo. Kumbaga, actually sinabi nga nitong kanina binabasa ko, New York-based Human Rights Watch, ito daw ay pruweba na po pwede kang manghuli, di ba, na drug-related cases na walang mamamatay, walang violence involved. Ang challenge ngayon, or kumbaga, ang inaantay natin kay Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, kung magsabi siya ng end of drug war na. Ibisin niya yung mga nangyari.
Not the end of the drug war, but the end of the bloody,
yung bloody
violent,
drug war.
Bloody drug war.
Yun ang
Because it can be done. Kasi yung mga, if you compute daw, may nagsabi, if you compute the amounts na mga pusher na maliliit na hinahabol during the PRRD administration, Di ba? It would take 2 to 3 years bago matumbas ang 13 billion na value. Kasi malaki ang 13 billion. That's a very big haul.
Yun. So, yun ang sinasabi nila.
Pero we have to catch the big fish behind the 13. Sino ba yung big fish na yan?
Sasabihin kaya ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, end na ng violent drug war?
Inabangan natin lahat yan.
Oo,
Pero
diba?
still, kailangan may drug war pa rin.
Tsaka sabi pa rin niya, oo, kailangan may drug war pa rin. Sinasabi nga niya, ito malaki-laki to, di ba? Hindi to yung mga paliit-liit lang na nahuhuli.
And lastly, nakakatakot si PBBM. Tumatawa. Ewan ko kayo, maliit lang Pilipinas. Magkikita din tayo soon. Yan ang mas nakakatakot. Nakatawa ka, tapos winawarningan ka eh.
Oh, well.
Galit.
Ganun ba ako pag tinatakot kita?
Lagi naman ako takot sa'yo. Hindi mo kailangan takutin. Ay, nako. Hayop sa tawa.
Bakit? Go na!
Yan. Okay, don't go away because we're not done yet. May dalawa pa tayo. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Brunch here on One News. And thank you very much ulit sa napakasarap na coffee and cream puff from Second Mile Coffee.
Yes.
Our partners on Wednesday. Oh, Sweet Tooth Wednesday ang ano natin.
Oh, maganda yun, Sweet Tooth Wednesday.
Sweet Tooth Wednesday. Yung eclair masarap din. Ito yung ano nila, yung cream puff nila. With a gold, tawag dyan, gold flakes.
Sa'yo, ikaw yung chef eh.
Edible gold flakes. Edible gold flakes. Okay, let's move on. Still hot at the second spot is the extreme heat. Pag-asa forecast that 17 areas will experience danger level heat index today. Dagupan City, Tanawan in Batangas, Puerto Princesa City, and Aborlan in Palawan will sizzle the most with 44 degrees Celsius. While Bacnotan in La Union, Iloilo City, Dumangas in Iloilo, and Sangli Point in Cavite will experience 43 degrees Celsius. Residents in Apari, Tuguegarao, Etchage, Olongapo, San Jose, as well as Masbate City, Rojas City, Catarman, and Tacloban City should also be extra cautious of the weather today. In an interview with 1PHS sa Totoo Lang, Pag-asa weather specialist John Manalo said the heat index may hit the extreme danger level in the middle of May.
Ay inaasahan po natin na patuloy pong dadami ito as we approach the month of May, and may possibility po na umabot po ito sa extreme danger. May possibility po na umabot pa ito hanggang 52 and above. Ito po yung extreme danger category.
Apakainit. But to get more information about this, we have mobile journalist Francis Orsho reporting to us live from Caloocan.
Francis, we talked about the heat index kanina. Ngayon, let's talk about how about the actual temperature. Nakakabahala na yung sinasabi ng Pag-asa na papalo tayo sa extreme danger, ah.
Yes, Angelo. Actually, ito ang temperature na inaasahan natin today. Yung actual temperature o yung sinusukat na temperatura sa hangin could reach as high as 39 degrees Celsius. Pero nung Monday, nung April 15, na itala nga yung pinakamataas na temperatura, which is 40 degrees Celsius sa may Etchage, Isabela. So sa ngayon, nasa northern Luzon, karaniwan na naitatala yung matataas na temperatura dito sa ating bansa. And ayun nga, gaya ng sinabi ng Pag-asa, expected na magtatagal pa talaga itong matataas na heat index at temperature hanggang Mayo. So hanggang doon pa tayo magtitiis sa mainit at maalinsangang panahon, Angelo.
Yun, so sabi mo sa bandang north, no, ang question ko rin is how about sa Metro Manila, Francis, ano ba average temperature?
Yes, Angelo, ang karaniwang temperatura kasi dito sa ating or sa Metro Manila or sa NCR ay nasa 36 or 37 degrees Celsius. Pero yung heat index natin ay pumapalo din hanggang 40 degrees Celsius at yun yung mga temperatura na nararanasan natin. Pero dahil nga nakakaranas tayo ng mga ganyang temperature, ang pinakapaliwanag din dyan sa ngayon ay dahil din dun sa epekto ng ridge of high pressure area o yung weather system na kung saan mas less yung ulap na nakikita natin sa ating kalangitan. Kaya kung mapapansin natin, talagang mas tirik yung araw at kumbaga walang shade, hindi siya nakakarangan ng ulap na makakatulong sana para maibsan yung init.
Totoo. Galit na galit yung ulap. Galit na galit yung araw sa atin. Sobrang init na, Francis. Pero ano bang situation natin, latest situation natin sa mga dams natin, Francis?
Yes, Angela. Ito namang Angat Dam na kung saan 90% ka ng water o potable water natin ay nagmumula dito ay patuloy pa rin yung pagbaba sa ngayon kasi ang current elevation niyan as of 6 a.m. or kaninang umaga ay nasa 193.29 meters. So ayon din sa Pag-asa nang nakausap natin yung hydrologist nila, 0.31 meters yung average na nababawas dyan in the past 2 weeks at tuloy-tuloy pa yung bababawas hanggang sa nasa kalgitnaan pa rin tayo ng El Nino at tag-init. And ang pinakaisa pa sa binabantayan nilang dam ay yung Pantabangan Dam kasi ilang metro na lang din yung layo niyan sa critical low level kasi ngayon nasa 173.57 meters ito. Yung low level kasi niyan ay 177 meters at yung critical low 171. So ilang metro na lang talaga at inaasahan ng Pag-asa na sasadsad yan doon sa critical low level.
But having said that, tuloy na ba yung plano nila na mag-cloud seeding para at least paano tumaas-taas yung level ng tubig natin sa mga dam?
Yes, Angela. Actually, isa yan sa mga solutions or interventions na pinaplano nga ng ating gobyerno para nga sana madagdagan yung tubig dito or yung elevation ng Pantabangan Dam at sa ilang dams pa sa bansa. Pero wala pang malinaw or wala pa tayong malinaw na impormasyon kung sa ngayon ay ginagawa na nila yan. Pero ang pinakapangunahing ginagawa kasi nila, especially dito sa Metro Manila, yung pagtitipid din talaga ng tubig dito sa atin, especially yung domestic use ng water.
Given, Francis, yung peak ng heat natin bandang gitna ng May pa, yung forecast natin sa mga dams for that time, for May, meron na ba tayong planned intervention in case na lumala nga ito ng May yung mga temperature natin? Kasi for sure, kung mag-persist ito, yung tubig natin will not be sufficient anymore for next month's forecast.
Angelo, actually, itong sa sitwasyon ng Angat Dam, since yung water allocation from the MWRB sa mga water concessionaires ay mananatili sa 50 cubic meter per second hanggang katapos ng April. Kapag sumadsad daw ito sa 189 meters, babawasan yung water allocation. So ito yung isa sa mga gagawin nilang paraan para hindi talaga magtuloy-tuloy yung pagbabawas ng tubig sa dam. And yung epekto naman nito syempre sa atin, hindi daw talaga malabo yung mga water service interruption sa mga water concessionaires, especially mula sa Maynila at Manila Water. Kasi ayon din sa forecast ng Pag-asa, talagang bababa din ngayong May or hanggang June sa minimum operating level na 180 meters itong Angat Dam.
Okay.
Alright. Sige, maraming salamat sa iyo, mobile journalist Francis Orsio, live from Caloocan. Okay, sige, let's continue our countdown. Our top story for today is about power outages. The National Grid Corporation of the Philippines raises yellow alert over Luzon and Visayas. The yellow alert status in Luzon will last for 10 hours today from 1 p.m. until 11 p.m. Over in Visayas, it will be implemented for 9 hours from 1 p.m. until 10 p.m. A yellow alert is issued when the operating margin is insufficient to meet the grid's contingency requirement. On Tuesday, Luzon was placed under red alert from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. and again from 6 p.m. until 11 p.m. The Visayas grid likewise was placed under red alert until 9 p.m. and yellow alert until 11 p.m. A red alert is implemented when the electricity supply is insufficient to meet consumer demands. The NGCP raised the alert status following the shutdown of some power plants. Hindi to maintenance shutdown, talagang force shutdown dahil nga dun sa pagnipis ng supply ng kuryente natin dahil napakataas ng demand. This past couple of weeks dahil nga sa sobrang init ng araw, init ng panahon.
Aside from yung traditional na naka-on lang talaga aircon for some buildings, kasi di ba sabi ni Joe Zaldariaga sa atin, yung makina ng aircon mas double time ng
mas
buga.
nahihirapan siya.
Mas nahihirapan. So it consumes more electricity. So yung mga aircon sa mga buildings natin, yung mga where call centers are, kasi may mga server dyan nagdo-double time yan. So yung sa business sector, ang lakas ng consumption ng mga... And sa consumer part, ang dami nagbibilihan. The other day sa kalye, may nakita akong aircon, nung pauwi tayo, nakalagay ang aircon sa motor. May nag-order ng aircon. May nag-order ng ganun kainit kasi ang electric fan sa totoo lang hindi na
sufficient.
Hindi sufficient kasi ang binubugarin niya
mainit din
mainit. So,
kawawa.
para ka nag-air fryer. Linuto mo
para
sarili mo.
Para ka nasa pugon talaga sa init.
Para ka nag-blow dry sa mukha.
Kaya lang, yun nga, at this point in time na may mga alert level tayo sa power grid natin. Talaga, kailangan mo rin magtipid, 'di ba? Especially yung sinabihan na rin ni President Bongbong Marcos yung mga government offices, 'di ba, na mag-start na sila try to minimize yung power consumption. Nako, meron ba tayong makakausap for today?
Yes. Speaking of spokesperson Joe Zaldariaga from Meralco, I think we have him with us on the line. Sir Joe, good morning.
Hi, Diego. Kumusta? Good morning.
Yes, Sir Joe. Thank you for joining us here on Brunch.
Sige po, kamusta na lang po kami dun sa natin, sa supply ng kuryente po natin. Ano po yung mga ginagawa ng specifically in Meralco para po dito sa situation natin?
Well, currently, we are under yellow alert status. Ibig sabihin, bagamat manipis yung reserba natin, wala pa naman tayong pinapatupad na kahit na anong rotating interruptions in our franchise area. But we continue to monitor the situation very closely, including the possible implementation nitong interruptible aid program para kahit pa paano makatulong kami dun sa demand side of the issue.
Now, what programs do we have in place in case na this May kasi temperatures are forecasted by Pag-asa na papalo po ng 50 degrees. And for sure, ang dami magbibili ng aircon, ang dami mag-on ng aircon simultaneously in the house. Other people are adding from 2 units, 3 to 4 units sa house. So, ano po ang mga ipapayo on the side of Meralco or programs na meron to help raise awareness na paano makatipid ng kuryente?
Well, we are embarking on a massive energy efficiency campaign as we speak. Actually, we've done this in the past. And we're encouraging more of the big ticket customers to join the interruptible load program. We have also entered into an interim emergency power supply agreement with a supplier of 400 megawatts. So hopefully that can add capacity into the system once it is approved by the regulator. So these steps are being undertaken to ensure that somehow we will be able to help address the supply issue we are currently facing.
Ayun. Just to clarify lang din po, Mr. Zaldarriaga, hindi po muna, kumbaga, magkakaroon po ba ng, yung nga po kanina banggit din ninyo, yung tawag dito, yung pagba-brown out, no? Kasi yan po yung concern ng mga tao. So far po, within this week and the next month, wala po munang ganon because of the projects na ini-implement ninyo?
Well, ako, Angela, I'm taking it a day at a time insofar as providing the information is concerned. Yung nangyayari ko kasi kahapon was hindi po siya anticipated. At 4:15, we had to drop some of the areas in our franchise and implemented a rotating interruption schedule. We have not done that for today given that we are on yellow alert, which means we have reserves, although it's not as comfortable as we want it to be. But having said that, we will just continue to monitor the situation very closely and adjust given the situation on the ground.
Antabay na lang po kami. On that note, maraming salamat po sa inyo, Joe Zaldarriaga, ang spokesperson po ng Meralco.
Sobrang init, nakalimutan ko magbigay ng quote. Bukas na lang mo, may utang ako sa inyo.
Oo, may utang ka sa kanila ha. Kasi merong mga viewers tayo na naglilista ng mga quotes mo for today.
And then I'd just like to say good morning to all our viewers. Thank you again for joining us dito sa Brunch. Oo. And that wraps up today's episode.
Of Brunch.
Natakot ako sa prompter of Brunch here on One News.
Oo. Yun po. Pero wag niyo po kalimutan na thank you so much Second Mile Coffee. Okay. And Diego.
And I'm Angelo Castro III. We are One News.
I'm Angela Lagunsad Castro. All sides, all the time.